Good afternoon, Lee Sundin with Foursquare Inspection. Wanted to bring you a little tidbit of the sorts of things that a home inspector should be looking for as part of their inspection. This particular situation we're looking at is actually one I encountered as an electrician working for a long-time customer, but any good home inspector should be looking for little things like this as well, because this kind of a little thing can lead to big problems. What I'm looking at is an electrical service bunch of equipment here, and the electric meter and the electric panel in the basement. And the way it's set up, at the top of the electric meter there's service cable that goes up and hooks onto the power company's attachment point up off of the pole. Comes down into the meter enclosure, through the electric meter, then down through a cable into the basement, and comes into the basement and then provides power into the electric panel that way. So the situation here is that this service cable comes into the top of the electric meter enclosure, and this connector here tightens up on a rubber bushing. But with age, that bushing can shrink and crack and no longer seals. And this house was built in the 70s, and this is the original system. And if you look, you can see how much play there is with that, and you can also see some of the water too. So rainwater dribbles down through there, and it can dribble into now the electric meter enclosure, and as it's dribbling through, it can just corrode the heck out of things. And you can obviously see major problems with that. This amount of corrosion could be causing a fire to take place inside here. I have seen other meters where one of the lugs has just burned up and fallen off completely because of the poor conductivity. But what continues to happen, the water keeps going, it dribbles down through the service cable into the basement and into the top of the electric panel and starts dribbling into everything there. And you can see the corroded mess I've got there. Everything was so rusty I couldn't even get most of the screws loose, and I just wound up clipping all the old wires to get them put into the new panel. But that's not all of it. It keeps going. That water can dribble down into and through the circuit breakers. And if you've got corrosion that's taking place inside the circuit breaker, the mechanisms can be such that they're not going to do what they need to do. And if there was an overload situation in the house that needed to have the circuit breaker to trip, it might not trip at all. And now you've got a major fire hazard. So that's the sort of thing that it's a little bitty problem that can cause major, big issues. This is a life safety type situation. So I just wanted to give you a little feel for the sorts of things, and there's hundreds of them, that a home inspector is looking for in order to keep you safe. Have a good, safe day. Lee Sundin, Foursquare Inspection.